Hey folks, just old gear. Have you all got your tomatoes started? Now, we're getting started today, March 31st, and we're using one of the Jiffy greenhouse kits, the 36 pellet. They're pretty large for tomatoes and vegetables. And I put about 5 cups of warm water down there in the pellets and let them set up. And I put about a half a cup in there after they set up a little while. Poured a little on top of each one. Some of them I felt need a little bit of water, so I'd let it soak in, add a little bit more. We got our seeds here of what we're going to be starting. This is about getting the tomatoes started. This Jiffy greenhouse kit comes with a chart of what you plant where, and I like to move this around all different directions under my grow light. And an easy way to keep track is I like to grab my chart, use an ink pen. I'll cut this out, but I'll make sure my marks are on there. And at the top in the center, I'll put one notch for the top side, or the far side. And the side closest to me, I'll put 2 notches there. Alright, so that's easy, but even make it easier is on this side I'll put 1 notch, and on this side I'll put 2 notches. I just take my pocket knife or scissors, whatever you want to use, and cut the notch into the black plastic there. That way I can look at my chart, look at the cuts, and know exactly what is what. I haven't got the chart filled out because I haven't decided how many of each we're going to grow. So we got Cherry Super Sweet 100 Hybrid, Super Sweet 100 Cherry Tomato Hybrids, Red Cherry Large Fruited, Giant Crimson. This is the only big tomato that I'm growing this year. Now, I might buy another bigger plant. Romas, these are considered your soft tomatoes or a medium tomato. Tomito, they're a big cherry. I mean, they're like a quarter size, maybe even a dollar coin. They're good. French dwarf marigolds, some basil, sweet Italian. I mainly grow the basil and the marigolds, well, because the marigolds are beautiful, but the marigolds and basil are good to plant around your tomatoes. They're good pest deterrent, and the good pests, or the good insects like the bees, like the marigolds. We got Berry's Crazy Cherry. Berry's Crazy Cherry. And we got Midnight Snack and Black Cherry. Now, we're going to have an assortment of cherry tomatoes, but the main ones are Super Sweet 100. So we'll do a couple of the big ones, a couple of Romas, and wish them well. The Midnight Snack Hybrid, we're probably just going to do 2. The Berry's Crazy Cherry, you don't have to have a lot of plants of those. However, I think we're going to do 4. And whatever we decide when we get the chart filled out and the seeds seeded, we'll be back. I'll be back. Folks, what we done was pull back the netting, pull it from each side a little bit, fluff up the peat pellets. I use a little knife there, and after I fluffed up the top, 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch, what I did was went back through and used my knife to fluff up the centers to encourage the roots to grow down. We got our seeds placed now. So now what we'll do is we'll lightly pinch the soil over all of our seeds. You only need the soil over the seeds as big as the seeds are. And what I'll do after I get them covered is I have a warm bottle of spray water. I'll spray the tops down pretty good. And that's how I water them until they start growing up. Once they start growing up, then I'll go back to bottom watering. And I do add a little bit of water in there to keep the bottoms with some moisture. You want some moisture, but you don't want them soaking wet. 4 basil, 7 marigolds, couple Roma, couple Tommy Toe, couple of Midnight Snack, couple of Giant Crimson, a couple of black cherry, couple of red cherry, 4 Brad's Crazy Cherry, and we have 3 of the Ferrymore Sweet 100 Cherry and 5 of the Johnny Select Seeds Super Sweet 100 Cherry. So that's the start of Gear's Tomato Garden and marigolds. Alright, get your grow on. If you don't want to grow, afraid to grow, go ahead and start. If not, try to support your local greenhouse or the local Amish if you have any around you. It's just old Gear. I'm out of here. Y'all have a good one. Bye for now. Marigolds. So you're starting your seeds. So you're starting your seeds, right? And you got all your seed packets. But you want to keep them all. What I do with the empty ones, fold them in half. The ones with seeds, I'll fold the top down and then fold the corner, and that'll keep the seeds from falling out. Then keep them in a cool place in your Ziploc bag. Alright, this is just a tip from old Gear.